ArcGIS Learn makes it really easy to train deep learning models on your own datasets, but we recognize that not everyone knows Python or has the vast amounts of training data, imagery, and GPUs that you need to train good models. With the release of pre-trained geospatial deep learning models on Living Atlas, we are now making deep learning easier than ever. We have models for building footprint extraction and land cover classification, 3D models, as well as models for extracting roads and human settlements from Sentinel and Landsat imagery. These models are built upon ArcGIS Learn and have been pre-trained by Esri on huge volumes of data and can be readily used to automate the tedious task of digitizing or extracting geographical features from imagery or other geospatial datasets. Here are some results of our building footprint extraction model. While it's trained on data from the United States and designed to work best there, it performs fairly well in other parts of the globe. We just need to point the Detect Objects tool in ArcGIS Pro at the RGB imagery, and the model does the rest for us in a matter of minutes. In addition to being used as is, these models also serve as base models that you can further fine-tune on your geography or the task at hand. To see an example of that, let's now go to New Delhi, where Saranya from Esri India will show how they further fine-tuned our pre-trained models to extract railway assets and their precise dimensions from point cloud. Over to you, Saranya.
During field inspections, the dimensions of the railway assets are measured manually, which is not only time-consuming but also prone to human errors. Our client L&T decided to automate this process using mobile LiDAR point cloud data. They approached Esri India to create an end-to-end workflow to classify these point clouds and extract the measurements for the trains to run safely. We use deep learning to classify our railway assets such as power lines, poles, cantilevers, and railway tracks. To the left, we have the point cloud data of a railway asset, and on the right, we have all the necessary measurements that needs to be extracted. We started our workflow with power line classification model, which is a pre-trained model available on Living Atlas. We chose this model as it was capable of classifying two of our objects of interest, power lines and poles. To the left, we have the input data, and in the center, we have the output from power line classification model. Even though this model was trained on electric wires and poles, it gave good result in railway asset data as well. But we needed much higher accuracy in our predicted output, as our goal is to extract extremely precise measurements of these complex objects. So we went with transfer learning. We fine-tuned the pre-trained model with a small subset of manually labeled data. To the right, we have the output from transfer learning. Due to the head start we got from pre-trained model, we were able to save a lot of time, cost, and compute resources. We even got very high precision and recall compared to what we could have achieved if we had to train the model from scratch on a small subset of manually labeled data. Let us take a quick look at our notebooks. Here we have the necessary imports. In this section, we are preparing our data for training. Here, we are fine-tuning our pre-trained model with manually labeled data. Similarly, we trained a new model from scratch to classify the rest of our objects of interest, railway track and cantilever. At the end, we combine the outputs of these two models using selective classification and class preservation functionalities available in the API. To the left, we have the output from the fine-tuned model. In the center, we have the output from new model. And in the right, we have the combined output we got using new functionalities in API. Now our data is accurately classified and it is ready for analysis. We used Model Builder framework to automate the dimension extraction process. Using several geoprocessing tools in ArcGIS Pro, such as density-based clustering, minimum bounding volume, and zonal statistics, we were able to extract dimensions such as pole heights, centerline geometry of the railway track, catenary height and contact height, and even complex measurements such as top fitting and bottom fitting. Not only this, all the measurements we extracted were found to be in conformity with the ground truth. Thank you.